Hi everybody. So today I'm going to do a Bible unboxing. This is one that is a gift from some friends, and after my recent week in the hospital and whatnot, they wanted to send me a little get well present, and that's what this is. So it's a super generous gift, and I thank them both very much. And so I'm just going to unbox this and we'll take a peek at it, and at some point I will do a review on it. I am way behind on reviews, but I do have some that were filmed previously before I went into the hospital, so I'll be posting those videos. And then I also had just earlier today, filmed the winner's announcement video for the NASB Bible. I don't know if there's going to be paperwork in here or not, so I just want to kind of make sure there's not. And it doesn't appear to be. Alright, so you can probably already tell from that logo there what type of Bible this is going to be. And one thing that I really like is the way that Schuyler does their packaging. Their boxes with the satin finish and with the Jerusalem cross on there, I think that looks really classy. We've got Schuyler Bibles, KJV Treveris, black calfskin. And this, I think, is going to be the first clamshell style box that I have seen. Alright, so I pulled the copy of the invoice out of there. So this is one thing that is fairly new that I haven't seen before, that I think is pretty cool, how it talks about the countries of origin. So Germany is the origin of the calfskin, ink, and gold foil. USA does a publishing, vision, design, and ownership. Ribbons from the UK, typesetting in Denmark, printing and binding in the Netherlands. Paper comes from France. Goatskin out of India. Wide margin paper out of Finland. And the calfskin liner from Italy. So I think that is actually really cool. So that's pretty neat. And then they also give you a business card. And then these are also handy if you mark in your Bible and you want to underline in it and make a nice straight line. Alright, so this is a nice size of a Bible. It's not very wide, but it's kind of tall. I don't have anything to measure it with right here next to me, but we've got the Jerusalem cross on there. I think that looks really nice. That calfskin looks really good. We've got the perimeter stitching. Has a very nice feel to it. I really like that. Then on the spine, we've got Holy Bible, King James Version, and Schuyler. And I just love their logo. Then we've got the raised ribs. They're not super raised on this, but they are raised. And that looks really good with the silver. And then we've got a silver gilding with red art gilding. So I think that looks awesome. Then we've got our congratulations on the purchase of this heirloom Bible. So I think that is really neat. And you want to hang on to stuff like that. I really like that red with the black. So we've got the stamped calfskin leather. And so on their calfskin, it is a paste down liner, which doesn't bother me one bit. I happen to really like their calfskins. And that color combination with that red, I think that looks really nice. we'll have our presentation page. I do like the design on that, and with the red, I think that looks really nice. Got a page for marriages. Another thing we see here is the stitching in the gutter there, so nice sewn binding. These pages are actually really neat. I like the looks of that. And that art gilding just looks awesome. So we've got a page for births and deaths. When we get into the title page, it looks like we've got two colors in the print, both the deep red and the black, which I think that looks really pretty. You can see those two colors there. And their paper just, boy, it just makes you want to pet the Bible. It's just so pretty. So there's that there. I'll have all of the books of the Bible, Old and New Testament, an introduction. So this is welcoming to the Treveris, which is a new layout for an ancient text and beloved translation. So I'll definitely read that. We're going to have the epistle dedicatory and the translators to the reader. I'm going to drop the camera down just a hair, get you closer. By the paper in this, just if you could feel it through the camera, you'd be amazed. Alright, so we're going to get into the Old Testament. I can get a hold of the page there. Alright. So we've got the first book of Moses called Genesis. I'm going to try to get an angle where you can see the two shades on the font there, and then we've got this nice little design. We've got the drop caps there. And one thing that's really neat on this one is the verse numbers are on the outside here. So as you're reading, it's in a paragraph format, and it just allows you to have a really nice reading copy of the Bible, but still be able to know where you're at as far as the verses, but you don't have the distraction within the text. So I think that's going to be really nice to read from. Of course, the camera is picking up ghosting, but as I'm looking at it, the only spots I see anything is where there is no text. But I really like the way that they did those drop caps too. That looks really nice. So we can see that this verse here is the second verse, and so it's going to be done in the red and a little bit larger than the other verse numbers. As far as, I mean, chapter. So chapter 2, and then you've got verse 1 and 2 right there. And chapter 3. But that is really, really pretty. Let me take a look at the ribbons. So we've got a nice shade of red, double-sided satin. We'll take a look at the length of it. So long enough to actually use, which is nice. Plus I like that they're a wider ribbon, and it looks like we do get 3 of them. Wow, this is just a really, really pretty Bible. And I love the red on there. So there's the 3 ribbons. Nicely cut. I mean, they're cut very nice. You never have to fix their ribbons. And then plus too, you can see right there how they're all spaced properly, and they're put in there right as well. You don't have to adjust anything on there. That gilding looks awesome, and in the right angle you can actually kind of start to see the red as well. It's almost like a mirror, as you can see there. Really pretty. A little semi-yap. And I'm sure this is all black letter, but we'll just take a quick peek. Nope, it's actually red letter. That's awesome. I did not know it was going to be red letter. I had looked at these, but then after being in the hospital, I knew that with those bills coming up soon, that I was not going to be able to purchase any Bibles. Well, that's a nice shade of red. very easy on the eyes. And personally, if the red letter is done well in a Bible, I really like a red letter. I know some people don't, but this is, I can already tell just from looking at this, that that's going to be really nice to read from with no distractions, but at least still be able to know exactly where I'm at, which I like. Looks like we'll have a concordance. And it does look like the print is going to be kind of small, which is kind of typical in the Schuyler concordances. Looks like we've got red letter all the way through to the end of Revelation. Then we've got our concordance. It is readable though. It may not be quite as tiny as some of my others, but it's, I mean, it is small, but it is readable. The print's done really well in it, so I don't mind that. I think that's more readable than some of my others. Looks like we've got a few pages for some notes. So a few pages of lined paper, so that's always nice. And it's just going to be the same as the Bible paper. But good spot for some nice notes. Then we've got our Bible maps. There's a list of the maps that this one includes. And I personally really like the Schuyler maps. The only thing I would change would be on maps like this, where it's a 2-page spread. If they would do the border around it and separate it like you'll see in like the R.L. Allen's, because you can kind of tell here that there's some places there that kind of fall down and get trapped in the gutter there. So I would love to see them make that change in the future on their maps. I'm not sure if I've got a Bible in close range next to me with a 2-page spread, so I'm just going to look in one of these real quickly and see if I've got an example of a separated 2-page spread or not. Okay, here we go. So this one is a Zondervan Bible. So we've got the 2-page spread, but it's separated, so none of the places fall into the gutter on there. And I would love to see them do that in the Schuylers on the 2-page spreads like this one here. But the colors and everything on these maps, I think, are really nice, the way that they do those. I really like this one too, Israel's United and Divided Kingdoms. I think that one's really neat. I don't know if you've seen that one before. If you've got a Schuyler, you've seen it, I'm sure, but I'll just pan down this one so you can see that. And I like the paper that they've got the maps on. So really nicely done. There's 12 maps, and then there's an index to the maps as well. Then it looks like we've got a couple blank pages, so you do have more space for either notes or prayers. But I really like that black and red with the red on the art gilding and the red ribbons. I think that is absolutely beautiful. That's a very, very nice Bible. And I'm going to be reading from this one as soon as I stop this video. I'm going to be reading this one before bed, so this is absolutely gorgeous. Just a beautifully done Bible. So again, this one is the KJV Treveris in black calfskin, which is done by Schuyler. Absolutely beautiful Bible. And I do want to thank my friends that sent this to me as a get well gift. They know that I'm going to be, when I'm not working from home, I'm going to be relaxing and just doing some reading and recuperating so that I can prepare for the next surgery, which will be in a 6 to 8 week time frame. But thank you so much for this beautiful gift. You know exactly who you are. I'm not going to mention any names, but I absolutely love this. I'm thoroughly impressed with it. And the colors, I love the colors on this one. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much. And I want to thank all of you for watching. Have a great day.